A bunch of naked guy dick. Not good.
So who cares? Why not do your own thing and let them say what they want?
Well, hello there. Way too long hair. I have new extensions. I also have many, hold on, let me fix. This is like hard to deal with for me. I'm too low maintenance for this much hair. But anyway, let me introduce you to an update video. Jesus Christ, I am so unprepared. Sometimes it's like, there's like a little bit of anxiety when I go up there to click the button and I'm like, oh, I gotta go from like standing to sitting to talking and like no cuts. Like that's what would make it better, but of course, the downtown noise is gonna be downtowny the most when I start my video. Anyway, welcome to an update video. Today we're gonna be talking about all of our winter adventures. It is finally spring. I wanna catch you guys up on the fun stuff that we've been doing. I have some B-roll of it so you guys can kind of get the ambiance and the idea and the feel for what we've done in most of the trips. Well, actually, probably not even most. Some of the trips, I did get footage. A lot of them were really fun, and it has been another successful winter with my man who I picked up snowboarding and adventuring with heavy once we met. Let's start at the beginning of snowboarding season. So right when it opened, we went to Bryan Head. I think I might have taken some footage of that, but I'm not quite sure. It was just a regular trip. It was a little icy still. It was annoying because at the beginning of the season, before it had even opened, they had like a crazy snowstorm. So we were like, oh, this is gonna be a good ass fucking season for snowboarding. And then come opening day, it's just icy and awful and hadn't snowed for like a month. I think we went like twice, and then Hunter had a trial, which I think I told you guys about. When Hunter has trial, he has to prepare for trial for like a month, and he literally won't do anything else. He's so fucking buckled down on it that he won't go out on the weekends. He won't ever drink. He doesn't go out with friends. He basically just stays in the house and like trial preps. So he was prepping for this trial, and then the Thursday before the Monday that the trial was going to start, they ended up settling for not that much, which was really disappointing to him. So we all go out drinking, his whole office, and then he invited me because I was so supportive of a girlfriend. I didn't mind that we didn't go anywhere. I didn't mind that he was often in a bad mood, and I just kind of took care of him and was like quiet and in my own lane. So he appreciated that. So I think that's why I was invited out with the whole firm, but I really appreciated that too because it felt like a celebration of something that I had helped cultivate. Like I listened to him do his intro opening statement like 100 times, so much so that I almost memorized it. So we got out drinking, and it had been a month since he had gone snowboarding, and you know we like to go like almost every weekend. So he was like, yo, let's just wake up tomorrow. It's a Friday, let's just go snowboarding. So we decided to hungover and on very little sleep go snowboarding. The next weekend was kind of like a chill weekend, but we did 2 hikes that I had done before and I really wanted to bring him to. That's probably the outdoorsy thing that Hunter and I do the least out of all of our favorite outdoorsy activities. I feel so uncomfortable with these clip-ins, but I left my halo in Arizona last weekend, so had to buy new ones. Anyway, so the first hike was Spring Mountain. This is weird because it's like off of a highway that like no one in Vegas uses unless they're going to like, I don't know, Pahrump or something. And we've only used it like once or twice, so it's kind of weird. You just pull off of this 2-lane road and into the bushes and then just kind of park. And then you just walk up the side of the mountain. You always get a great view of, I think it's like Mount Charleston or something, but it's always snowy. So there's kind of a cool juxtaposition of snow and not snow. And then it's like high up and pretty, and it's hard to do a little bit. So it's good cardio, and it had some good views, and it was just a nice hike. And then the next day we decided to wake up and do Arizona Hot Springs. I think it's Arizona Ringbolt Hot Springs. I'm not sure. This one is kind of cool because it's like 6 miles. You go down 3 miles, and then you're right on the Colorado River where Hunter and I often hike, but you pass this like actual camping site where like a bunch of people are camping, so it's not as remote. There's places where you can cliff dive, and then you go in the canyon and you go up, and then you have to climb this 20-foot ladder into hot springs, and you cannot walk around the hot springs. The path becomes hot springs. So it's like the coldest hot spring, and then elevated a little bit more as a hotter one, and then a hotter one, and then you come out and you have to hike another like 1.5 miles, like straight uphill. That one's really fun, but it's a lot more tiring than you would think for a 6-mile hike because you're going down in sand, and then you're going up in sand, and then you're going like straight up into rocks and then back under an overpass and to the car. The hot springs were cool. I don't feel like we spent enough time in there, but there were multiple couples and multiple people and a bunch of naked guy dick, like a bunch of naked guy dick. Not good. All like small, shriveled up, old, and there was like one redhead that was like maybe our age or something, but like all the dick you see in the hot springs is not good dick. let me tell you. And there was this couple who wanted to take pictures of us, and the girl was like really getting into it. She's like, work it, do this, like telling me what to do, and it was kind of cute. So it was fun and it was tiring. But when you come out of the actual hot spring, you're like lightheaded, or at least I am, because it's like my blood pressure drops when I'm relaxing, and then I come out and I have to like do this strenuous hiking. I had to sit there and like drink some water and eat like a granola bar for a second to even be able to like continue, because I'm just like, I am about to pass out. Our next trip was a really, really fun trip we did with his boss and his boss's girlfriend, who's like more our age and happens to be friends with us. I think Hunter went to law school with her. So we're all like really close, and his boss is like really cool. Like I feel like out of anyone in Hunter's life, his boss is like the best influence, the best person to look up to, really just like a badass that doesn't give a shit what other people think, but had to like make that transition to get there. So he kind of knows what it's like to be Hunter, like new in the industry, to be a baby lawyer and all that. And I just love Jamie so much. We do snowboarding one day, and Yolanda, the girlfriend, who's also a lawyer by the way, she didn't want to snowboard, so she just kind of like did work at the Airbnb, which was also really cool. Every time we pass down coming from outside of the Airbnb, there's this group of guys probably at like a bachelor party that are just like staring at us from the hot tub, and it'll be like they're in there for 6 hours, and I'm like, how fucking pruny, and how many times have you guys peed on each other in this fucking hot tub? But anyway, so we come out, and then you just literally cross the street, and we're in Lake Tahoe, by the way, which I had never been to before. We took a flight and everything. It was like a 1-hour flight, and both Hunter and Jamie, his boss, were like, this place is one of the most beautiful places in the world. Hunter had actually done his first snowboarding trip there with some other girl like a year before we met, so that was the first place that he learned to snowboard, and it was really cool to go there and actually do like real snowboarding trails. Jamie, Hunter, and we did like the whole mountain. We did a like loop around the whole mountain. Unfortunately, it was like a bunch of fucking catwalks. I hate catwalks. When you're a snowboarder and you're on a catwalk and then you got like a line of fucking skiers just like in your way because they can stop and start again with the poles and shit. And I'm like just trying really hard to get my S-curve down to like get between them, and I'm not like the perfectest at it yet. I'm not the best at it yet. I'm a lot better now, but this was a few months ago. And so I'm just like, oh my God, like I have to slow down now to not hit these people, but I'm gonna not be able to get momentum. So I have to unfucking buckle and then like push myself, and then I'm exhausted. So that was kind of annoying, but it was really fun to just like fly around the mountain with them, and they would talk shop, and I'm just chilling and enjoying and having a good time. We had a couple drinks, and both the first night we got there and the night we snowboarded, we went to these like cool little trendy bars, got some food, and it was a good time. And then the last day there, we decided to go snowmobiling. Initially, I wanted my own snowmobile because I thought we were gonna like rent them and then just have free reign of like the mountain. But instead it was like a guided tour where we had to stay in a line, and we never really got that fast. And there was this like really annoying Asian family who were like not only inept, but like barely spoke English, and that's not that bad, those two together. It's like, fuck it, how you can't really control that you don't speak English and that you're bad at something. But they were also like just leaving during the tutorial, like, oh, my son has to go pee, and like not listening. And then they like made us almost lose the group like twice. I was like, dude, just fucking hurry up and go. So like we weren't able to go faster than I would say like 20-30 miles an hour, which feels kind of fast. But I decided to get on the back of Hunter's snowmobile because I was like, if this is gonna be some dumb guided tour, I'd rather experience it with you, since I'm not gonna be able to gun it or do any like freestyle shit. Like why would I get my own just to be like 3 people down from you and like barely even talk to you? But we stopped at some really cool views. We stopped at this tree that's like over 1,000 years old, which was really cool. I am a little tree hugger, so I liked that. We got this like cool panorama shot like going up the tree. It was like a giant fucking tree. The next weekend we went to Big Bear, and this is the only time we went to Big Bear this season. Last season I think we went at least twice, and then we went in the summer for mountain biking, which is cool. But Big Bear kind of has shitty snow, and the California people are such shitty people. You either have like the full ass like Trump America, it's kind of sketchy type people with like anti-SJW music blaring, which obviously I am more that kind of person than the other kind of person, the snooty, annoying California liberal. But you have the worst of both worlds, and that's pretty much all that's there. And it's dirtier than anywhere else. It's dirtier than anywhere in Utah that we go, like Brian Head. And it's just like not well kept. Still on the actual slopes, not on the bunny hills. Like people are in the fucking way all the time. They have no manners. It's just like packed, and there's a lot of like low class people there. So I agree with Hunter when he told me that we're probably not going to go back to Big Bear again, but we went with his brother and his brother's girlfriend, and they had never snowboarded before. I don't think I got footage of this trip, but it was a fun trip because we spent the day just kind of being chill with them, trying to teach them how to snowboard, and then eventually we got them up on the mountain. His girlfriend was not having it. She was kind of sick of it. It kind of reminded me of how I felt my first day because I was like so frustrated that I was like, I just want to go home, you know? But at the end of the day, they ended up staying a whole run longer than us because they wanted to go up on the mountain again. And it was crazy. There was this one time, the first time that Caroline, the girlfriend, came on the lift, I told them, let's do 2s and 2s so it's not like packed on the lift, right? Because it was a 4-person lift. If we all get on and she's new, like we're gonna bump into each other and knock each other over. So I was like, Ryder and Caroline, the brother and the girlfriend, you guys go together and me and Hunter will go together. So me and Hunter slide up. Ryder pulls Caroline in. I guess he like misunderstood what I said or something, misunderstood what we said, and like fucking almost like breaks her leg on the ski lift. And then so it's us 3 and Caroline's back in the other one alone. And he's like screaming to her like, I love you, I'm so sorry. And we're like, oh my God, she's not gonna be happy. She was already not happy with this. She was already like having not the best time. And then he just made it like 10 times worse, but we were able to recoup and kind of just fall down the mountain with them, and it was cool. And the next weekend, this is like weekend after weekend after weekend. The next weekend we go on a trip with people that are Hunter's friends. It's like, it was supposed to be us and then 2 other couples, but one of the couples broke up, so it was us, a couple, and a dude, which I like better. I don't like the whole couples delineation thing. It kind of makes things lame and it makes things lovey-dovey, and it's just like not my vibe. Like I would rather when I'm going out with Hunter kind of be like separate. Like, yeah, we'll still make out, but it's more like a, oh, I met a hot girl at a club make out or something, and not like, let's hold hands and be really attached to each other and be like a couple. I don't know. I don't like that shit, whatever. So it was nice. We went up. I'm not like really close to those people, but it still ended up being fun. It was like a boozy, snowboardy weekend, and we just went. And then Hunter was like, I am sick of fucking traveling. But I think it was last weekend, we decided to go out to dinner with 2 of our like close friends. And usually these dinners only last until like 10. So I was like, okay, we'll stay out until like 10 or 11, and then we'll go home, we'll sleep. And we had to drive up. We were doing a day trip with some of his other friends, some of his friends that I like a lot better. So we had to leave at 5 a.m. and we ended up going back to our friend's house, and then we looked down at the clock and it's 3 a.m. And I'm like, oh my God. Hunter's like, oh my God, we're gonna get 0 sleep. So we get home at like 4, and then we're kind of just like messing around for a while, and then I'm like, all right, 0 sleep. Let's go. So I like drive for the first half, and it was like really like sketchy, and I was so tired. We get there, we snowboard all day, and we like have to do hair of the dog and drink a bunch because we were like hungover as shit. So we were like drinking a lot more than usual and like barely eating, made it through the day, and then drove the 3.5 hours home again. And when I got home, I was literally like, I looked messed up. Like I looked messed up from the night before, didn't fix my makeup. I went there and everyone was like, oh my God, you guys look like shit. Hunter's like throwing up by the Jeep, and we're like, yeah, we're gonna get through this. And I think that's probably our last snowboarding trip for the season, since it's spring now. There is like 1 more month for some places, and sometimes even 2. Sometimes it ends in like May. But I think we're done for the season. I think it's time to start camping, because if you camp in the height of summer here in Arizona, Utah, or Vegas, it's way too hot. And we like to go on the Colorado River to kayak, to, you know, just like, it's a lot of fun, but it has to still kind of be like under 100 degrees. So those are going to be our next adventures, and I will try to get filming of that. But I might do another update video on just like how things have been in my life, like work-wise, relationship-wise, friend-wise, and kind of make something interesting out of that, because this was more just like a winter adventures update. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I really want to start doing more B-roll heavy stuff. I found a new editor through Ariel Scarcella, but he's like sketchy. Like I gave him his first hard edit. It was like the one about Hunter's Jeep, and he was like, oh, my catalytic converter and my laptop got stolen. Very specific. If you ever want to know if someone's lying, when you feel like someone's lying, like it doesn't seem like a plausible story, look at how many weird ass details they give you that like are irrelevant, and then you can tell, yeah, they're probably lying. And that's how I feel here. He's like, oh, I'm not gonna be able to do this video. He could do a few of these talking videos that are really easy, but like, oh, as soon as I sent him like a hard-ish video, like, whoa, my catalytic converter, which is like, how does that even have anything to do with anything? I don't know. No offense if you see this, Chris. I don't believe your bullshit. So I either have to go back to my other editor, which I don't know, or I have to do it myself. So we'll see how that goes. I know I want to do the Pacific Coast Highway thing myself, because that was amazing. That's my baby. Like, I actually did a full ass thing with that, and I don't know. You'll see soon enough. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you like these adventure videos with commentary and a little bit of B-roll to let you guys know what it's like to be out with me. Either way, I will see you in the next one. I have a lot of ideas coming up to film, and I'm excited. So let's have a great fucking hot girl summer. Let's go.